Alright YouTube, got a quick repair video here for you. It's a 99 Dodge Stratus. The customer complaint is the tachometer intermittently does not work or acts funny. Other times it works perfectly fine. We are working half in the garage, half out of the garage today because the weather is, at the moment, really nice and sunny. It's really humid. I think it's going to kick up a storm any minute, but we'll see. Can't pull it in because the top's off the Jeep. Don't really feel like putting it back on, so half in the garage, half out of the garage. Let's get to work. Alright, in the car now, the tachometer is over here. What we're aiming to do is take this entire cluster out, so there's a couple other pieces I believe that we have to take off, trim pieces and so forth. Here we go. Okay, the first thing I'm going to do, I'm going to take this trim ring off of here. Pretty much just pops off with little clips. You just want to be careful when prying it. You don't want to scratch it. Use something plastic if you can. And just pop it off. Okay, the first trim piece is off. It literally just pulls straight out. Attaches with those little clips. Should pop out pretty easily. Next step, we are going to take out this screw, this screw, this screw, and this screw. Alright, I got those 4 screws out, and over here I also removed the fuse panel cover. It is also just those little clips. Turned the fan on here to my left side. Hopefully that's not making too much wind noise. It's really hot and humid today, so hopefully you can live with it. Pop this off. I think normally there would be another screw here, but it appears as though it is already missing. So now I believe this whole piece will pull out towards me. We'll see here in a minute. Be right back. Alright, it looks like that is the case. This whole big piece, you just pull it straight back towards you, and it detaches with the same kind of clips as everything else so far. I apologize for not doing this live. I don't have my tripod today, nor do I have a camera person, so I'm going to pull this the rest of the way out of the way. Alright, we got that out of the way, and this is what we're left with. We're pretty much there. Got a bolt here, bolt there, bolt here, and a bolt down here. Okay, the gauge cluster is out. On the back side there are 2 plugs, one here and one over here. There's little tabs here. You just lift up a little bit on these. That will release it off of this little hook there. Unplug those 2 plugs, like I said, and then right here there's a little push pin, Christmas tree kind of thing that holds the wiring harness into this hole. I just used a little fork tool to pry that off without damage so it can be reused. Alright, cluster's out. I'm going to take this piece of cardboard off the back here. They have little bolts in there, T15 Torx. Let's see, there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Take them out quick and I'll be right back. Alright, piece of cardboard is off. Now holding this circuit board in, it looks like there's about 9 more screws. Alright, I'm back. I've got all those 9 screws out of the board, and if I can do this one-handed, I had already, 9 screws, plus you have to unplug this connector right here. I just used a tiny little flat screwdriver to get it started, and it pretty much pops right off then. Apparently the problem area on these has to do in the area of these 3 blue resistors here. Top side looks perfectly normal to me. However, if you flip it over, I'm going to lay this down so I can maybe get a steadier shot. There are other contacts right near those resistors. I think you can see it. That one's broke. That one's broke. And that one's broke. So I'm going to resolder those 3, plus I'm going to reflow each resistor pin, which I can't tell you which ones they are without holding it in my hand and flipping it back and forth and looking myself, but they're right there in that same general area. So let me take this inside to my soldering iron and we'll get this stuff soldered back together. Alright, we are inside and the soldering is done. Again, in the area of these blue resistors is the trouble area. So flip it over. Like I say, I have fixed them now. Boy, it's hard to see them, I believe. There we go, that helps. I put a little black mark between or beside everything that I retouched with solder. I showed you earlier how these were broken and no longer connected. So I basically just bridged the gap from the solder pad to the broken wire. All these are little loops. It goes from there through the circuit board, and let me find right there. It just comes around and sticks to the other side. So if you wanted to, you could take that completely out and put a new wire in, but I think for this repair, bridging the gap is going to be just fine. So anyway, I reflowed and bridged the gap at all these spots. I think there's 9 of them all together. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Bridge those, well, reflow the ones that need reflowed and bridge the gap on the ones that need bridged. And that's pretty much it. I will go reassemble this and see if the tachometer works. Alright guys, we are back out in the garage, and it looks like it was a good idea to pull the Jeep all the way in and pull the car halfway in, because it was just pouring a second ago. It's still raining, but yeah, good choice, good choice. Back to this. I'm not going to film the entire reassembly. Everything is exactly the opposite of disassembly. If I run into anything that I feel a tip would be helpful, I will definitely record it, but most likely I'll just reassemble it and show you the hopefully working tachometer afterwards. Be right back. Alright, everything's back together. Let's see if she works. That's a good sign. Now for the test of time, because she did say this problem was intermittent, so for now we're going to call it a fix, but time will be the true story. If this video helped you out, please like, comment, subscribe, and visit my Patreon page. Thanks. See ya.